Welcome. We're just getting started. The wolves are howling mad. Aren't you? You're just so mad. We're all mad. We're all. Icknick, you mad? Cooey's mad. Icknick's mad. We're all mad because that coward, that animal abusing coward, Cody Roberts, who ran down a wolf with a snowmobile and then taped its mouth shut and brought the injured creature into a bar to abuse in public for an entire evening before shooting it, has accepted a plea deal. And it looks like he's going to get off with a $1,000 fine and no jail time. It's just insane. Well, he's a coward, right? He didn't want to stand trial, even if it was going to be in front of a jury of his peers. I guess the silver lining is now there's an established precedent for cruelty to wildlife in Wyoming, which had not been previously established. But man, the fact that he's going to get away with probation and no jail time and a $1,000 fine tells you everything you need to know about Wyoming. Just disgusted. Just despicable. After all the energy, so look, I know this big blowhard Jonas Black likes to roll around and claim like he did all the work to make this happen. The truth is, he didn't. There was a group of us who funded a private investigation, who invested not some big self-aggrandizing fake motorcycle ride, but actual real money and real resources to investigate, to hire a confidential informant, and submit information to the grand jury, which actually was what led to at least additional charges. And none of us needed to put ourselves out there on Instagram claiming how much benefit we were doing for wildlife in Wyoming or anywhere else. Maybe I shouldn't get started about Jonas Black. True wolf professionals think the guy's an absolute freaking clown. But anyway, I guess the good news is we've established precedent, but not happy about this situation. I really think that guy should have stood trial. I think that he should serve jail time. I think that he should have had his gun rights and hunting rights permanently rescinded. He should spend the rest of his life, hopefully he'll spend the rest of his life looking in his rearview mirror, because sooner or later somebody is going to decide that they want to get him, and they'll get him. They'll get him. Somebody will decide that the real reckoning needs to happen. But for now, he's apparently doesn't have the huevos to stand trial, even when the odds are stacked in his favor. He still doesn't have the huevos because, like any animal abuser, he's a coward and a pussy. Right? He's one of those guys that can't go into the woods without carrying a gun because he's afraid of every little shadow. And I'm talking to you, Cody Roberts. You're a fucking pussy. Sorry for the language, peeps, but anybody that has to run over a wolf with a snowmobile and tape its mouth shut and torture it in a bar is a fucking pussy. A coward of epic proportions. A sociopath, a psychopath. Apparently he won't be allowed to go in a bar and drink. Maybe he'll die of detox tremens, of delirium tremens. You're right, Yami, it is. But it is just a slap on the wrist. It's super frustrating. I'm super disappointed. But at least it's something. I mean, he could have got completely away with it, but the fact that they fined him $1,000, like, that's just insulting. It's truly insulting. And honestly, I'm pissed off at the prosecutor who seems like he caved. Super, super disappointing. Anyway, you want to see some wolves? Let's see some wolves real quick here. Oh! They just did a sneak attack. He just ran up behind me and pounced on my back. And it's like being hit by a black cannonball. Buddy. So it's so crazy, the weather in Tahoe right now. It's just insane. A week ago, we had 4 feet of snow. It was insane blizzarding. I was out here like every 3 hours in spite of my recent cancer surgery, trying to stay ahead of the crazy snowfall. And now it's like 50 degrees and it's been raining for the last 2 days and we're back to brown earth. I just can't even believe it. So for those of you who don't know my channel, hey, I'm Oliver the Wolf Guy. I'm the founder and executive director of the Tahoe Wolf Center. We're a 501c3 that teaches the world why wolves are awesome. This is Ambassador Wolf Icknick, the black one. That's his little brother, Noonie. And my mentor dog, that's Nepente. She's my Malamute. She's an honorary wolf for sure. Look at her beating up on her big brother. Actually, Noonie's younger than her, but obviously bigger. Icknick! Icknick! He's so nice. Wolves are nice in general, but Icknick is in a class by himself. And then we got, well, wolves are nice in general, but not all of them. Not all of them. A Q-Talk here is a little spicy. Cooey. And we are, so this is the 2 big animals there, the boys, Icknick and Nunaryak. And then we got Cooey, who's our matriarch. She's almost 15. My Alaskan Malamute Nepente. And then the other girls are so sad. It's still breeding season. And so I don't breed. So the boys and the girls are separated, but they're over here pacing because they're mad. Let's see. There's Mooney. You just see Mooney and Sunny over there on the other side of the habitat. Mooney and Sunny are sad because they want their boyfriends. And I'm not giving it over. We got about another 2 weeks. And then it'll be safe to reintroduce and we can be back to normal. And I'm honestly, I'm super thankful because, so for those of you who don't know, I was diagnosed with metastatic head and neck cancer back in November. It took months for us to figure out with the doctors what the best treatment was, because it's kind of a rare cancer. But the upside is it's a curable cancer. We caught it pretty early. And I already had surgery. They took my lymph nodes out of my neck and they took one of my tonsils. And so I'm just on the other side of that. In fact, Friday will be 2 weeks post-surgery. They liked the results, which is great. But I was super worried that right while I was recovering from surgery, we were going to have like potential conflict. So the thing is that in captive wolves, they can have conflict even if they're in big habitats. Like, I mean, you can see this is a real big habitat. But I was worried that maybe the girls would start fighting with each other and have to be separated, or the boys would start getting into fisticuffs. And thankfully, luckily, crab-eating raccoons. Sorry, I'm catching up here with some of your questions. But anyway, I'm pleased that we've got through breeding season this year and everybody got along and stayed nice. I'm really lucky. So a lot of people who work with wolves refer to something they call winter wolf syndrome, which is where the wolves get cranky and start to be aggressive towards their caretakers and each other. I never call it winter wolf because I think that's a misleading name. It's just seasonal hormonal behaviors, because wolves breed in the late winter, early spring, so that they have their pups in the spring. And so their hormones rise. Like the boys' nuts swell up to be super size. They gave from little peanuddles to big honking donglers. And so then they have high testosterone. The females have high hormones. They get very intense with each other and potentially with people. But I think that a lot of that is a byproduct of how they're dealt with and handled. And in 40 years, I've never had an animal that became unusually aggressive during their winter season. And I attribute that to my calm stewardship